Cheers! Welcome to my channel. This daily tarot oracle reading, Tattletales from Tales from the Vector, is a collective or general reading, so just be advised that parts of it will or may not resonate with you. And my goal is to provide valuable information to empower you. If you are watching this video quite some time after I posted it, just be aware it's a timely reading. So whenever you find it, that's the perfect time for you. If it's quite a bit after I posted it, take a look at when that was and what was going on in your life, and it may give you more clarity. I already shuffled the cards. I've just given them a quick cut and shuffle, and we'll begin with the underlying energy from the bottom of my deck. And we have the Empress. Yay! It's New Year's Eve day, and tomorrow is New Year's when I will be posting this. So let's be in the Empress energy. That's awesome. Yay! I'm happy. Yeah, you can come, sweetheart. My cat's happy too. She says, I want to participate. Okay. It's okay. You stay on my lap. Okay, so this is my cat Stella, and she'll be purring in the background. Okay, the Empress energy is such an awesome start for the reading because the Empress represents someone who has embodied the qualities of all four queens in the minor arcana. And so she's sitting on her throne, she's laid back, she's in the flow, she's the generator of energy. She has acquired the ability of the Queen of Swords, where she understands the power of her words, and she has a strong mind and intellect. And she has embodied the energy of the Queen of Love, like of Cups, which is unconditional love for herself, her family, her country, everything she loves. And that includes herself. She also embodies the energy of the wand energy, which is all about passion and fire and love of life and being able to go after what she wants and have creative solutions to problems using her intuition as well as her intellect. And she is good at producing on planet Earth. She's good at bringing what's in the ethers and the thoughts to the physical realm. So that's why I'm so happy to have this for New Year's. What a beautiful card to have. Also, some people say that she is pregnant. So this is, what better gift can you receive than a baby, right? And so this could be just, if you're not looking to have a baby, then it could just mean that she's pregnant with possibility. And we have the Wheel of Fortune turning. I love this. So the Wheel of Fortune is the past, the present, and future all coming together in synchronicity. And I've been talking about this leading up to all of the last couple weeks. It's really been every reading. I want to point it out to people in case you didn't tune into my readings before, because it's really powerful information, is that understanding that the year 2025 was a 9-year, 2 + 2 + 5 is 9, means that was an end of a cycle. And so tonight is the end of that cycle. And then on 2026, 2 + 2 + 6, that adds up to 10. And 1 + 0 is 1. So now we are in the brand new year. And look at the number of the card to start this reading off. We're in the Empress energy, pregnant with possibility. And we're on the cusp, on the eve of moving into this new energy that is like a brand new cycle. So if you think back, what were you doing in 2015, 2016? Who were you hanging out with? What was going on? That energy is coming to an end. So if that cycle, so if it wasn't the best energy for you, be happy, it's coming to an end and we're moving into a new cycle. If it was happy for you, maybe there'll be more of the same or something totally different. We don't know yet because we're not in the new year yet. But this is talking about the past, the present, and the future all coming together, and the wheel is turning in your favor. This is really awesome way to start this reading. And okay, so and look we have conception here. If you don't want to have an actual baby, protect yourself tonight, I would say, because this is pure Sagittarius energy here. This represents Sagittarius energy, which is also about moving into the year of the horse. Like the Sagittarius energy, the Chinese zodiac actually is on February 17th will be when that cycle begins, or that year, that new year begins, and it will be in the year of the horse, in the fire horse, that Sagittarius energy. So the archer lets loose on his his bow and arrow. I was going to say bull and arrow, his bow and arrow, and shoots his wands at his target. And so this is saying whatever you shoot your arrows at, they're going to land. And this could mean that it's something that you started. It's really interesting energy because the cycle is ending tonight. But having said that, if you've been working on something and you started it, like it's a good time to get into that energy now. Like January 26th, we move into Neptune, moves into Aries energy. And this energy is the end of the end of another cycle, and that's on the 26th of January. And so this energy is for 14 years and it will end in 1939. But the last time this energy happened was like back in 1800, whenever the Civil War in United States was. So it's kind of like that kind of energy, like really progressive, moving forward energy into the new. And so whatever you've launched in 2025, if you've started it and you've been working on it, keep working on it going into 2026 here, and make sure that it doesn't have, it can just be small steps towards something that you want to work on for the year of 2026. Like just every day applying yourself a little bit to it will make a big difference this year. That's the energy coming in, because it's kind of like having a last minute opportunity to revive something that you already launched that hasn't landed yet. And that's the energy I'm feeling. And so if you've been putting work into something, but it didn't really take yet, but you feel like, oh, it's got potential, keep working on it and put just a little bit of energy in every day, and you'll notice some good results from that. We have the Ace of Cups coming in. Wow, this is an awesome reading. So the Ace of Cups is a gift from the divine, from the universe, and it's of love. And so this is quite often romantic love. And with all this pregnancy and conception, it's not surprising this card's coming in. So this is your divine partner, possibly, if you don't have one, or reconfirming that possibly you are with your divine partner, or if you were with them and it didn't work out, recognizing that if you still love that energy, that you still have that opportunity. And be open to that, to having that, don't give up on love, basically. And then we have some sort of message coming through, some communication. So this is the Knight of Swords, and the Knight of Swords is coming in, and he's in a hurry, like, got to get there before the end of the new year, or the old year and starting the new year kind of energy. So this is talking about the Knight of Swords would be, someone that would be working for the king. In the old days, he would be male for sure, but this is an archetype, so these days it could be a female. And they're racing in to give a message. And you can see he's running against the wind. I feel like he wants to deliver this message before the end of this year. And, we're running out of time, is the energy. So this can sometimes represent someone that doesn't have all the information, but they're rushing in to deliver it anyway because they feel it's really important. And the energy can be kind of like really stressed out and anxious, or even angry energy. Look at the horse. Even the horse is stressed out. And the thing is, you can see they're traveling against the wind, and they're doing their best to get this communication in before the end of the year. Now, in the old days, they would have to, deliver it by horse, etc., and go, like sometimes, go travel miles and miles and miles to deliver a message, and then miles back. But these days the message could be coming in by, it could be in person, but it also could be a phone call, a text message, an email, that kind of energy. It could be a social media post, that, something like that. And then we have the Magician coming in. So whatever this communication is regarding love and conception of a project or of an actual baby is destined to arrive. And I feel like it's so interesting how it's like, that's how we started this reading off, moving into the year 2026. So this energy is talking about the magician is the very first person that when someone is on their journey, that when the fool begins his journey in the major arcana, the fool is the 0 card. That's the 0 point. That's where all possibilities are open. And the very first card he encounters is the magician. And the magician is pointing to the sky and to the earth to say, as above, so below. What is in the ethers, you're going to bring, you can bring it down to into your physical reality. And he's got all his tools on his bench here, and the infinity symbol above his head, which represents his ability to be able to produce infinite possibilities. And that this is like all about the new, moving into the new cycle. Really cool energy. I love to see this. I get in this reading. The one thing that around his waist, he's got an Ouroboros, which is a snake biting its tail. And I feel like we're moving in, like I said, to the year of the fire horse on the 17th of February. And we are moving out of the energy of the snake. So it's saying, let go of whatever you need to before, like, this energy, this, especially when this like if you have a problem with keeping your New Year's resolution and you broke it by the time 2 in the morning arrives tonight, then what you can do is rely on the Chinese New Year and the year, and we're moving out of the year of the snake. And so it's talking about shedding your skin. On January 3rd, we have the full moon coming in. And if you can release everything by then and then, really be working on, shed whatever isn't working for you and work on the new. This is saying new. The new you. That's what it's saying. It's awesome energy. So that moon is on January 3rd. And I do have I just posted the final, I did bonus readings for all the signs regarding the full moon, because it was coming up so much in my readings. So you can look that up if you want and get some more information about that. We have, this is the Four of Pentacles. This is, I feel like right away the energy is coming in saying, don't play small. Like, if you've been working on this and you're planning to put it out there in 2026, put it out there, like put your energy into it. And it doesn't, like, you don't have to be like flogging it, you don't have to be doing this. Just consistent steps of action that you take every day, just to do one more thing that's going to make it a little bit more tangible. And that's the Capricorn energy that we're in right now. We moved into the Capricorn energy around December 22nd. And Capricorn is the most ambitious of all the signs. And Capricorn energy is talking about a mountain goat climbing the mountain in consistent steps of action to reach their goal. And so a little bit at a time, one step at a time, and you will be able to move forward with this. And it's saying that as far as your abundance on the 4 isn't like an exciting amount of money and time and energy to put into it. So it's like what this is saying is just a little bit every day consistently is going to get you to your goal faster than this energy, like of being like in a panic. I got to get it done. I got to get it done. Like what this is saying is this is representing 3 different levels of making money. This is a strong foundation, but it's playing it safe. And then this is going after your heart's desires. And then after that, your crown and glory. So it's just like talking about that energy, but it's saying small steps towards your goal, and don't, it's worth the risk though. And it could be saying that in up to this time in 2026 that you've been playing small, like, and you sometimes you have to take some calculated risks to be able to move forward and to get a project off the ground. Really awesome energy. We have here, we have 3 different versions of this person. The Five of Swords has several meanings, but what's coming up for this is when this person has had to battle either themselves or other people to get to where they are now. Like, and he's still standing. And he has, what this represents sometimes is in the background there, the smaller figure, the subconscious mind, which is what we rely on a lot of the time, especially when we're in this energy. And the subconscious mind is from the time you're born to about the age of 6 or 7. And the problem is we can't really remember what happened to us then, most of us. And we have to rely on the thoughts of the people that were in charge of our care. And so the subconscious mind is heavily imprinted on us, but it's not really our thoughts. And then we have the unconscious mind, which is the soul's needs. The soul, a lot of people say, oh, I'm a human being with a soul. But you're actually a soul that's traveling in a human body so that you can get shit done on the planet and travel around. That's your vehicle. And this is the conscious mind. So he's got his hand on this 3rd sword, and that sword represents being able to move forward in a conscious way. And I feel like these 2 swords here it could represent the thought of having 2 people, in that energy, or it could just be representing the fact that he if he has to get up and fight again, he will. This is showing that every time we show the universe, yes, I'm willing to fight for what I need, like what I need to do to bring this project into being. And every time I do so, I become a better version of myself. So this is like the same person. Some people feel this is the same person becoming a better version every time that they have a battle within themselves or with others to get what they need done. And I'm building a pyramid here. So this pyramid is the bottom steps. And this is what the tools that you have, like, wow, you've got the Empress energy, destiny is on your side. There's a project that you launched that is just getting ready to land, We're talking about a possible pregnancy, if you're looking for that, a divine partner to do everything with, and some information coming in that's going to empower you to use your tools. And don't play it small, and stand up for yourself. Go after what you want. I'm getting after your authentic desires. And then look at that. We have it right there, the chariots here now on top of the Wheel of Fortune. So the chariot energy is, there's no reins here because there's no need for them, because this person is on their divine path. They're like, this is already destined to happen, and the wheel has clicked, and the past, present, and future are all coming together, boom, like that. So that energy is like what it could represent, again, that 10-year cycle going into from 2015 to 2016 to the end of like tonight, and then moving into this new energy. Wow. Victory. And so this card represents, the Six of Wands represents a set of actions, yours or others, that have empowered you to be a strong leader. And so it's time to be a strong leader. And this is saying you have victory because you have learned to rein your emotions in. And look at, it's again talking the year of the horse coming up. I think I'm going to do a set of readings bonus. I was kind of looking into that today because it's the fire horse. And I feel like this is exactly the energy that we're talking about, reining in your emotions, because it can, that energy can be very impulsive, but it's also a great time to bring new ideas, new projects forward, even ones that you started in the past, but have been working on quietly in the background. They have a really good opportunity for a second chance if you start working on or continue to work on them. And then we have here the Five of Cups. So something happened here. So maybe that's what this information is coming in about. This Five of Cups represents someone who, okay, Stella, you come up. So that if this represents that something heart, like that was painful for you about love has happened. And quite often these three cups can represent that there was some cheating involved. There was some sort of something happened, or it could be like that whoever you were in partnership with, you were drinking wine here and then it spilled and there was some poison or something in this cup. So it's kind of talking about having regret because of the actions that I'm getting that were not congruent with what you really wanted. So maybe someone had a little too much to drink, and this may be a warning for you if you're going out tonight. Maybe, ease up on the alcohol and that kind of energy, because you don't want to spoil your future and have it all like leak into the ground. But the thing is, this is like having regret, but this is past, present, and future. So, I feel like it's a clear warning. Be careful who you're hanging out with also on New Year's Eve. Like, be aware of the energy that you're in. So this person could just turn around and pick up these two cups, go down the path, cross the bridge over troubled waters, and go back to their castle. But you notice the castle in the background is half standing and half dilapidated. So this is talking about, is the energy here, is the glass half full or is the glass half empty kind of energy? And whatever it is, this is talking about, if it has happened in the past and you know what I'm talking about, then it's time to appreciate what you do have still standing and look at, go in that direction. And that may be why now God and the universe are offering you a new cup. This energy, this could be this, hurry up and get in this energy. Don't go out tonight and go out with people and get like really inebriated and then have something fall apart, I'm just getting that's a possibility for some people. And then we have the Hangman. Yeah. Oh, having a hangover. Okay. Yeah, that feels like a hangover. That's so funny. Okay. It's hard to get shift done when you have a hangover. This actually does mean hanging from the tree of knowledge until you have enlightenment. But I feel like following this card and the fact that it's New Year's. Yeah, it could be like that kind of energy where if you're inebriated, you could miss out on a really good opportunity to meet your partner or have a good solid conversation with them instead of being like totally hungover the next morning, right? Because this normally means that you've hung from the tree of knowledge long enough that you know what you want to do. You're enlightened now and you're about to move forward. But after this energy, I feel like it's more like, man, I've got a hangover, I've got a headache so bad, I can't even think straight. And then we have the energy of the hermit. Yeah, the purpose the purpose of the hangman isn't to have a headache and be hungover. It's to go up to the mountain and confer with God over what your next steps of action would be, so that you can bring these. The hermit goes out and climbs the mountain, and then he confers with God until he manages to get the enlightenment that he needs, and then he brings that down to earth. And his staff becomes gold, because now he knows, this is representing, now he knows what action to take. But it's sitting right here on these wands, what action to take, and it's also sitting on here on your divine partner. Really interesting energy. Oh, the universe has a good sense of humor. Okay, see, look at this. Look at this. We have the Three of Cups. Now, most readers read this as some real happy celebration. I don't like this card. Every time I see it, I get like, energy, because there's several things I don't like about it. I like the fact that they're celebrating. That's good. But I feel like they're celebrating these three cups that were spilled, that kind of energy. None of them are looking at each other. They're not celebrating each other. They're celebrating something that happened here. And I feel it's your disappointment. And it could be, this is also something, be very careful when you go out, if you're going to a club or even with your friends or whatever. Watch that, watch your drinks, watch your food. You know, like be really careful around that energy. Make sure that, you know, you're not drinking anything that's been spiked or something. That's coming up. And this energy is talking about, like, they're celebrating, but they're not looking at each other. And in a lot of European countries, if you're not looking at someone when you toast them, it means that 7 years bad luck in your romantic love life. And so that's not good for your love life. And then the other thing is, this quite often can represent three people involved in what should have been two kind of energy. And so, you know, it's kind of like that energy where you have too much to drink, and, you know, it's the coyote effect where you wake up in the morning and you chew off your arm to get out of there. And God forbid that that should happen and you should accidentally have this conception happen. Be very careful about that. That's the energy coming in. Yeah, you want to row off to calmer waters with God. So this is again saying the forward movement. The hangman is meant for knowledge to move you forward in and get out of troubled waters and go towards smooth, not the opposite. That's the energy. This is talking also about you know, moving, like healing your inner child, energy from your inner child, and being able to move forward with that energy. And notice there's these two swords here. So, okay, and then we have the death card. And this card's been, don't panic. We have this energy coming up in a lot of readings lately. And this is because we're moving from this cycle that's ending into the new. And also on the 21st, we had the solstice. So this represents the light at the end of the tunnel. So this energy is talking about, you know, there is going to be light at the end of the tunnel if the cycle of 2025 is ending now, and now it's moving into this energy. So you notice the king here is trampled. That represents like systems being trampled. Like this, and that's that kind of energy of that Neptune energy going into Aries energy. It's kind of like, you know, like the last time, I don't know, I can't remember, the Civil War was 1861 or something like that. But it's that kind of energy where things can radically change, you know, in the world, in government systems, and that kind of energy around the world, which we're already seeing a lot of anyway. And then so the Grim Reaper comes in and it's ending a cycle. And some people are turning away, and some people are, like these little ones, are holding a flower, a bloom, saying, hey, I've been looking forward to this growth. I'm ready for a change. Yeah. Then we have this energy of so the Seven of Pentacles is saying somebody's been really hard at work at something, and you notice that it's on this energy and this regret and having a hangover. And they've been putting a lot of work into something, but they have this one pentacle here, and they're looking at these six here, and they're going, you know, was this worth it? And I told you, if the superstition, and it is a superstition, but a lot of people believe in it, like that if you don't look someone in the eye when you toast them, it's 7 years bad luck in your love life. And you don't want that for the new year, going into the new year. This is, again, there's a warning. Don't get inebriated, and watch out, watch your drinks. Because that's, you know, that unfortunately, that's the energy that we, you know, if you're going to a club or whatever, you really want to watch that. And then we have the Queen of Cups coming in. So this is talking on the more positive side again. It's sitting on the victory and the tools that you have. This is a contained cup. And this is a cup of love of the Queen of Cups. Now, she represents the most loving, maternal. She's a family person. She would love to raise a family kind of energy. And so if that's the kind of person like that you are, you know, that you would want to marry and have someone that's really supportive. And she's, you know, this can also represent your mother's energy, kind of, and your grandma and your great grandma, that kind of energy. And then we have the wounded warrior here. So, yeah, have you noticed, like here we had the energy going in, all these tools, the Empress, And then we have the obstacles, and look at the obstacles, right? And so someone might have be drinking too much alcohol, and maybe that energy now is going to change, because this is the obstacles and then this is the courage to face it. Or this could be saying that you were possibly raised by people that were alcoholics or something like that, and you are having to change your ways to be able to move forward. There's something about it here. Something, this card can sometimes mean that someone has totally lost their taste for wine, and they're kind of sad about it because they really like wine, but now they don't. And it's kind of like, well, if someone offers you wine and you don't want it, I mean, it's not going to hurt you not to have it because you don't want it anyway. And this is talking about, yeah, moving into a different environment, a different way in the new year. So this is talking about like the 369 that Nikola Tesla talks about. If you knew the beauty of the 369, then you would have the key to the universe. And so you notice she has her hand on 6 pentacles, and very much dressed like the Empress energy. But she's got 3 in the bush here. So this is talking about she has these to invest and play with. This is a lot of money. This is a legacy. This is generational wealth. And it may have come in from her grandmother. It may be an inheritance from her grandmother because it's sitting right here. But something, it went missing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It went missing. And maybe there's some news coming in about these missing pentacles that possibly you were left an inheritance from your grandmother and you didn't receive it. And it's been really challenging because of that. But that's this energy coming in now in the new year, like in 2026, it's going to be shifting. Wow, that's really interesting. And then we have the Ace of Pentacles coming in. So the Ace of Pentacles is a gift from the divine. So that's talking about not only are you going to receive love, but you're also going to receive these pentacles. You notice the number here, 9. That 20, up the energy up to 2025. The pentacles that went missing for you are going to be returned. Wow. I get it's some sort of maternal, some sort of inheritance. Now, this could be a spiritual inheritance, but it's saying it's of this world. So this is because you've stayed on your path, and maybe don't indulge in that. And like this last cup keeps coming up in the readings, and I feel like it represents, spiked drinks kind of energy, like that kind of energy. And so this is talking about this energy's changing now. This regret is going to be over, and it's going to be like the end of that cycle again. And you already have 2 aces coming in for the new energy. This is amazing energy to start a new year off. New Year's Eve, New Year's Day energy. I love it. And then we have like, okay, yeah, going inward on the hangover card. It's re-saying. It's kind of, the universe does have a good sense of humor. So it's re-saying, okay, yeah, like what we mean here by the hangman is not a hangover. This is about hanging up your mind, your subconscious, unconscious, and conscious mind, hanging them on the wall, laying your thoughts down to rest, and go inward and meditate. And on this stained glass window is the word Pax, and that represents peace. So that's peace of mind, having peace of mind. Because in 2020, if you haven't had peace of mind in this last cycle, this new cycle is going to bring you peace of mind. And this energy is coming in, the Page of Cups. So a message coming in here. And this is saying, there was something fishy in that cup. There was something fishy in a cup. Wow. Yeah. And it caused something fishy to happen to your love life. And this also represents gossip and slander and that kind of energy. What are these people celebrating? Like, really? This is like definitely saying there's a message coming in that, be careful if you go out what you are drinking. or that you don't drink too much, because it could have a really negative, well, it could be bad for many reasons, but it could really have a very negative energy. There's just a lot of energy coming in around that. I mean, that's good advice that you would give your teenagers, you know, going out, like, be careful, like, don't drink anything and don't eat food that you don't know is safe. And so this also can mean that the Page of Cups is coming in with an offer of love, because he's very focused on, or he's thinking about it because he's focused on the cup. But that fishy energy on here, I don't like it. So, but he knows there's plenty of fish in the sea. This is coming up also. If you're online dating, make sure that you're doing it in a safe way. Like, make sure you know who you're dating, kind of energy. Yeah, the King of Swords comes in, like the authority figure. And so it's talking about making sure that anyone that you get involved in, that you cut through all the bullshit. The King of Swords is an authority figure, and they are someone like that would be kind of in the professionals, like professions. So it could be someone like a lawyer, or someone that works with numbers, that kind of energy, like someone that uses their words to be able to earn their living. And they know that the power of words. And, you know, if someone's really charming and that kind of energy, this is saying make sure that there's not something stinky about it, you know? I feel like, again, this is like a father coming in, and before his daughter goes out on a date, he's saying, you know, when you go out, you make absolutely sure that you do not drink from anything unless you buy it yourself, you watch, you know, and you open it yourself, that kind of energy. And if you're eating anything, make sure the same. Make sure that you don't leave your plate and go use the washroom and then come back, kind of energy. Without, you know, like, it's sad, but it's the kind of, it's something that needs to be happened, because here, this is saying otherwise you could be left out in the cold. And this energy is tactics being used that cause you to end up, we've got someone on crutches and someone barefoot in the cold. And there's 5 pentacles here. So this is about a shift in your fortune, right? So again, and this is about snowflakes, like coming down. And, you know, anyone can handle a flake or two. But if a few people gang up and they get into this kind of energy, which is kind of shifty, because I really wanted this to be all, you know, really good energy, especially when it started this way. But it's good. It's good to warn people, like, hey, and, you know, I mean, I'm posting this first thing in the morning tomorrow, so I wish this energy would have come out in my last reading. But I think most of us are adults here. This is for adults. So I feel like this information is valuable. You know, but I'm just thinking of young girls that are beginning to date, kind of energy. Being sure, if you're parents, to inform them, you know, how important it is. Because this authority figure is coming in. This is like a judge energy, like the Emperor is matching now the Empress energy. So that's good to see the Emperor here. And I think, was it the last reading I just did or the one before that? They were almost in the same place. So it's saying it again. So this could be old energy, and now we're moving into the new year, and we're talking about it again here. So the Emperor is all 4 kings rolled into one. He's very wise. He's an authority figure. He's good with his words. He is probably a CEO or runs a corporation or a company. Whatever field he's in, he's at the top. If he's a judge, he's a Supreme Court judge. If he's a lawyer, he's probably a prosecutor. If he's into real estate, he's probably a land developer, you know, like that kind of energy. And so the Emperor also has a really good control over his emotions, so he can rein them in for victory. Whatever he does, he wears his armor under his cloak. So if there's an opportunity that comes up, he's ready for it. You know, in a blink of an eye, he's like, okay, I've been waiting for that opportunity to come up. But he also understands timing. And then we have, okay, because there's a Tower coming in now. So the Tower energy is a reality check. And I'm just getting again, I'm getting again, like words from a wise father. And this is to the sun this time. You know, this explosion of passion that you might be feeling in if you've had too much to drink and you're with someone, you don't want to end up conceiving a baby that you didn't mean to conceive. I feel like that energy is a warning again. Don't get drunk and be foolish, you know, that kind of energy. Because the reality check could last a long time. And it's kind of like, oh, lightning only, like how often does lightning strike? It only takes once, right? So the Tower is a surprising event that causes shift to happen in a way that it's like a major reality check that can shift the energy in your life for the positive or the negative. And so one person looks surprised and the other one looks like, you know, oh my gosh, I was kind of worried that this would happen kind of energy. So this again is saying, really take your good fatherly advice and carry yourself in a strong way when you're out and about dating. It's talking about the dating world, not just for tonight or whatever, but for, you know, the dating world. And then you'll be safe on your journey. Yeah, that's like, it's good advice. It's and maybe some people haven't been told that. And it's like not just for younger people. Like if you're someone, say, that's been divorced for a long time and you haven't been out in the dating world. I mean, I didn't think about that stuff. Like when I was dating, I really didn't. I maybe should have. But, you know, even back then, I'm sure maybe it was happening. But but nowadays you have to think about that. Like you have to really be careful. Otherwise, yeah, that energy there. And I feel like this is talking about, you know, being backstabbed by people that you thought were friends and that, you know, this is also a blessing in disguise because this is, and it's talking like about moving from one, like the longest night of your life into the short, like into the shortest day, like we had on the solstice, and that's changing now. This again is representing, look at it, it's the 10 card again. And so it's representing the time that you were in where, you thought, you know, you were on your journey and you were innocently on your journey. And this kind of energy, the sabotage from people you knew, because this is like that energy coming through, that you, it was a blessing in disguise what happened in a weird way. I don't know what happened for you. You would have to look back at your, you know, that 10-year cycle. That this in the new year, that's coming to an end. You understand that now, that how you have to be really careful. You know, if you take your dog to the dog park, it only takes one dog with fleas for your whole house to be infested when you bring it home. You know, you just go, oh, I'm going to let the dog run with the other dogs at the dog park. And like then for 3 weeks after, a month after, you're still clean, like still scrubbing everything and you know, disinfecting and, you know, having to be on top of these fleas, right? So it's that kind of energy. We have the Wheel of Fortune going from the bottom to the top. It's talking about this change in your energy. It started off so happy until you go out somewhere and this energy comes in about this cup, fishy cup energy. Being careful on your date, you know, that kind of energy. So this is saying this may have happened in the past. It could happen in the present or the future. And this is good advice to make sure that you're being really careful. So this is the Wheel of Fortune is turning. And I don't feel like this celebration was for you. It was about something that happened. We have rowing off to calmer waters with God. Not getting into fishy relationships or drinking out of fishy cups. And then the King of Swords having, you know, taking this as really good advice, being safe on your journey and ending this kind of energy. You know, like don't hang out with people who you don't know have your best interest at heart. And then, or even if you think they do, But your gut is telling you there's something wrong here. Listen to your gut. Because there's a reality check that's coming in, and the Emperor is making sure that this happens. This is talking about having the energy of what the abundance that you were supposed to receive back in that 10-year cycle. You're going to be able to recover it now. This is your chance, and no more wounded warrior energy. Like you see the 8 wands in the back. This is talking about when they landed. This is talking they're landing. This energy, and they already have landed, because this is the 9. So and you're leaning on the one closest to your heart. This is the energy. Whatever you started working on, it's already landed. It's destiny that it comes through. This is like it's already in the spin. And this has made you a stronger version of yourself, and like actually be in the Empress energy. But it has been challenging. And also, I feel like, look at it. I accidentally put that up, but that's like the bottom card. And it's regarding lovers. Like, be careful is what the energy is saying. Be careful who you get into bed with. That's the energy. Wow. Okay, so let's clarify this. If you're enjoying this reading, please do give it a like and comment. And it really does empower me to build my channel. I was wanting it to be all, like happy-dappy, but like I really feel like this is good advice going into the new year for sure. Especially if you're thinking, oh, my New Year's resolution is I'm going to get out there and start dating again, that kind of energy. Make sure you're doing it in a safe way. Oh. Okay, so that's how my cards come out for my... Sorry, Stella, I had to wake you up. Disturb your purring. She was sound asleep on my lap. Oh, look at this. The energy that flew out was the Cancer. So the full moon that's coming up here is in Cancer. And so this is talking about, Cancer is ruled by the moon. And it's talking about this energy. This is going to be a very emotional full moon coming up on the 3rd of January. And it's about, there's an engagement or being entrenched in your emotions. And I feel like that's confirming it right here. This energy of having the hangover. That's so funny that it just flew out. Sorry, Stella. I didn't mean to scare you. It hit her right in the head. So I'm using my Tales from the Vector Oracle. I started this in 2007. I'm just going to shuffle a bit more. We'll clarify these cards. So it is from courtesy of the Intergalactic Federation of Light. I started it in 2007. I'm an artist, so I painted 64 paintings by 2020. And now I'm bringing it out there. Like I have it ready to print, but I'm working on the information that goes along with it. I do have a website, talesfromthevector.com, TAILS. So the numbers on these cards are the numbers of the paintings that are in the order that they appear. I will put in the description box below. So if you want to check it out, you can. There's some more information there too. I really like this Cancer full moon is coming out again, and that's why I did those bonus readings for all the signs, because it kept coming up, and it might be valuable information for you because it's coming up right here, like as confirming the underlying energy here. And it's basically saying like emotions are going to be running really high. So, be engaged, or if you want to get engaged and you want to have that energy of being in that way, there's an opportunity that you don't want to be hung over for. Let's put it that way. Okay, whoa, in there. Okay, now it's ready. Okay, we have destruction. Okay, so this is talking about, I feel like something that happened in the last 10-year cycle here. In the rainforest. I was in the rainforest 10 years ago. Wow. Is that progress in motion? I don't know. We'll see. Let's see what's going to come up. And then we have 21, the world, neutrality. So yeah, once you get, the world is again saying, this is card number 21. It is like the last, like we start off at the 0 point as the Fool, and then we end the journey of the major arcana with card 21, and it's a whole new world. So it's clarifying again right here. This energy, bang, this cycle is over. Saying it again. So this may have happened in the past for some of you, this kind of energy, and sorry for you if it did, but it was a blessing in disguise in the end. All right. Yeah, you're back. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to scare you. Okay, be a good girl now. All right, so the car just whacked her right in the head and she jumped, poor little baby. All right, you were purring. Just lay back down and purr some more. It was so awesome. Okay, so the temperance is coming in. So this is something that you've had to, that's required a lot of patience. And again, we have like, this card is about, the Wheel of Fortune is Sagittarius energy. This is Sagittarius energy. And this is Sagittarius energy. And the last thing that like Sagittarians are known for is patience, but that's what temperance requires. It's about staying devoted to your path. And if you stay devoted to your path, you'll be rewarded. That's the Ace of Pentacles coming in. So that's confirmation again, and it's some sort of information is coming in about this energy that has happened in the past. And yeah, and maybe that's going to come about. And the thing that you need to recognize is when we have a full moon, the energy usually will show up about 3 days, like we'll really start feeling it about 3 days before and 3 days after. But this energy is so intensified because there's just so much underlying energy also. There's going to be a reality check for some people here. That's the energy. And then the Empress energy, the generator, again coming in, confirming you have what you need in the new year. And look at 2 + 1 is 3. So that's kind of talking about that energy. And was there something that happened in 2014 or when you were 14 years of age, something happened that was destructive? Is an energy coming up for some? We have the Strength card coming in. So this is having integrity and having to have the strength and the courage to get through it, whatever that was. And then we have the Tower. Okay, so this energy is talking also, the Tower is this reality check right here, but it's reconfirming it. And it's talking about, there could have been a tower in 2016 for you. And it has, like, the worst divorce is from source. So it's that kind of energy. It doesn't necessarily mean a divorce. In my oracle, it's a dragon that is really angry. So it could be about that. But yeah, it's really interesting energy. Look at what day were you, if you were married or you are married, what day were you married on is what's coming up. What day of the year, was that? Because it's not a month, or it would only add up to 12. But it's saying something about the 16th or 2016. It could be different for everybody. Then we have the Chariot coming in on the Chariot. So this is reconfirming again. This is coming in. It's coming in the new year, and it's coming in fast. And it's coming in all the way from the spiritual realm down to the physical. There was some sort of deception here regarding the grandmother, that maternal energy. Your mother, your grandmother, your great-grandmother, that kind of energy. And it has to do with something about like this threesome energy. So a third party, something, and like, I didn't even mean to put this. Let's take the bottom card on the deck here for this energy. We have the sun covering it. Okay, so that's clarifying that. That was just like random. I accidentally put the deck upside down. But this is saying it had something to do with lovers. And this is again confirming that the sun, God, is sending in or in 2019 sent in someone to empower you, whichever way that works for you, because this is a divine connection, or it's saying something happened in 2019 with your divine connection that God had sent in to empower you. And then we have denial. So what I don't know won't hurt me. Yeah, it's sitting right on this energy here, the hangover, okay? And then we have Pisces energy coming in. So that can be confirming that this is the energy of moving from the age of Pisces in 2020 into the age of Aquarius energy. So a lot of people, you know, the age of, I think it takes something like 1600 and something years. I keep meaning to look that up, but I will. The Pisces energy, we move from Pisces into the age of Aquarius. And Aquarius is about air, and Pisces is about two fish tied together at the tail and trying to swim, you know. And that is like water energy. So if you take a fish out of water, then like that's how a lot of people are kind of feeling, like a fish out of water, since we moved into the Aquarius energy, because it's like a long, it's 1600 years or something like that. 1600 and something years of being in one age before we move into the next one. And so we're just in the baby stages of Aquarius, but we can really see that because the Pisces energy is kind of like senior executive energy, authority, like Cartman says. So this is about like, you know, respect my authority, but you don't have any authority anymore because we're now in the age of Aquarius and people don't do things the same old way that they did them. And that's kind of like in the, you know, back in like through the Pisces age, it was kind of like, you know, people would get a job or start a career and they would be in the same career their whole life or even the same company kind of energy. Whereas nowadays, you know, I mean, if you talk to anyone younger now, they'll tell you that's not likely at all, like not at all. And also everybody just, you know, they knew they were going to have employment and they would get married, buy a house, you know, it wasn't, you know, houses weren't like out of reach at all. You know, even in the 60s and 70s, you could buy a house and, you know, and pay it off in a reasonable amount of time. And and everybody did it. It was just like something that you did. It wasn't like something that you didn't think you would ever be able to do like nowadays. And so, yeah, the energy is changing, right? So it's really, this is coming in on the, you know, make sure you, the karmic space of you're giving yourself permission, like recognizing you deserve to be your authentic self and be in your authentic desires. Otherwise, it's going to, your soul won't be satisfied. And then we have something about the ego on this being left out in the cold energy. It's okay, Stella. Okay, so this is, someone's banging outside now, but now that the card hit her in the head, she's all nervous. It's okay. You get scared. All right, so the ego is talking about energy, about keeping your ego in check and making sure that others are keeping, you know, like you're not getting involved in that energy. Now is not like, I'm telling you, people are going to be very emotional, overly emotional with this full moon. I can just, like, I could feel it for days already. So don't get into arguments that you don't need to get into. Like, you really don't need, that's not a good way to start out the new wheel. Then we have, yeah, that's good advice. This is the Wheel of Fortune being confirmed again, right? So in 2026, if you have been kind of like still recovering because the wounded warrior here from this energy of maybe you toasted and you didn't you didn't look someone in the eye and you needed to. I'm just joking, but like it's that kind of energy. And then we have the shooting star. So it's all about attitude, like having a good attitude. And I just want to point something out because with my deck, the reason why some of the cards are vertical and some are horizontal is these are the major arcana in my deck. This is the figures that have really good advice. And then the horizontal ones are the ones that have like they're the medicine, that like the problem and the issue and how to solve it. And so your attitude will get you everywhere, but this is having fears about your ability to produce in the 3D world. And notice, I just want you to notice something, that from here forward and all the way coming down this side and on this energy, we have all vertical cards. So in the old days, you know, they would put prisoners in horizontally striped uniforms, because when you're looking at something horizontally, energetically, it triggers something in people that causes them, it breaks up the energy. And if you are wearing like a pinstripe suit, that's why it looks like such a power suit, you know, is vertical energy makes people stand up straighter, and it right away gives a strong feeling to the energy. So that's what this is talking. Stay strong, and, you know, be really like, notice that in this energy coming up, it's really going to be important that you have a strong attitude, and you know, you stay in the game, because you really have a huge amount of opportunity here. Love this reading. I hope you've also enjoyed it. Like and comment if you have, and consider subscribing if you resonate with the energy of the channel. It would be an honor for me. I will be back with another reading for you tomorrow. Happy New Year. Bye for now. Okay, Stella.